Yo, it's time. I'm not gonna lie, this is really about to be, bruh. It's about to be me seeing if like the audio thing will truly work with this game, because it typically jits a lot with this game. Alright, it sounds like the audio cool. Hopefully it stay that way. Steph PG3 here, and I've arrived back in the Ace Attorney trilogy. This video is not going to be long. I'm literally leaving for like I think an hour or two. Leaving an hour or two. I'm recording this on Friday. Y'all will be seeing this Sunday. Yakuza will be dropping today, which is Friday, but I recorded Yakuza yesterday. Obviously it was Thursday, which was my birthday. I had to get all these videos out before, because like I told y'all in that video, well, the Walking Dead video, because that's what I posted yesterday, that I wasn't gonna be home for a couple days. So yeah, so today, which is Friday, Yakuza comes out. Tomorrow, Saturday, Little Nightmares, and then y'all see this Sunday. But yeah, where am I at? I think it was the 29th, right? 20th. I believe I was right here. Oh, I'm tripping, bro. I just tapped Justice for All, bro. I'm tripping. Alright, this is the wrong one. I honestly I forgot which. I believe it's this one, right? I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one. I'm still gonna check though. This seemed like this where I ended the last one off though, so it might legit just be this one. Let me see. We good? Is this? Alright, yeah, this the one. Pearlie was also stuck on the inner temple side that night. The next morning she looked around but couldn't find anyone. Next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first and cheered her right up. You see how she lied? How could she possibly know all this if she was Dahlia? Like what, man? Who is this Pearlie? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, when I was in a medical office. I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. What? Come on. Pearlie would never tell a lie. She's way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Ha! Prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Godot, of course he gonna believe it. It's benefiting him. Let's just move on to the cross-examination if the defense have no objections. This is highly unusual. But, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Like, buddy, that don't even make sense. Like, she just heard it, but we really sitting here taking this as you cooking me. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed at least the Oxman. So where did you think Pearl slept that night? In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training. But even so, why did she go in the Inner Temple in the first place? It seems that Pearl became very worried about Maya. She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Pearl was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Deoxys. Bro, like, Dahlia really, like, is really an evil spirit, bro. Like, this is crazy. She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end. Oh, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone. There weren't that many places to look. She said she even went back and forth several times. Inner temple side is two structures, a training hall and a spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it. There was a storage shack, too? Girls was looking for other people, right? If she had really examined the storage shack all that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate.
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
Girls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge? What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh, well, Burley said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night. And she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Poor little girl, all alone like that.
Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cover, Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed? So it was your first time on the inner temple side, Mr. Godot? That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness.
What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor.
Too sure, Mr. Wright. Oh well, what do you have to say, Mr. Godot?
Here we go, drinking that coffee. Hot nights, and even hotter coffee, that's what I always say. If it had have been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains, I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hazakor Temple or the Ender Temple, huh? Ha! You want to say something, Trite? In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. Well, I cross-examine Maya, that is.
Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Ender Temple side, right?
Yes, then Mr. Godot. He cheered her up. That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was thinking he was nothing more than a coffee addict.
Ha! Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy really beginning to get on my nerves. Truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the inner temple side. Policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Godot style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style.
Maybe I should ask more questions. Phoenix style. Is this like a repeatable thing, right? Forget it, cheering Pearls up. I feel like this would make more sense. I feel like we shouldn't really ask him about him cheering Pearls up. You said you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation would have went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. Only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty? Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in our stunning Japanese garb surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy?
So from there, you headed for the prep room?
Wait a sec. What did Godot just say just now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot taking place? No, sir. Okay. So it's clear. As clear as this. Let's think, y'all. I low-key feel like it's obviously, I said obviously, obvious because he said he's seen her. You know, she was covered in gravy. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does. I don't, bro. I can't strip it again, bro. Oh, alright. Well, that wasn't it. Let me. Alright, yeah. Nah, I'm tripping. It wasn't that one. It has to be this one, though. Let's try it again with this one. Because, yeah, nah. Alright, yeah, there it go. So go down. The first time you crossed Dusty Bridge and went into the Inner Temple, was it long before the murder took place? Well, why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll?
But, Mr. Godot is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
Oops. That wonderfully delicious smell.
That thing still smell good, bro? That gravy been on that thing for days now?
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, man? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. That's what he can see through gravy. But wait a minute, Nick. Yes. But take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crease there. Ah, that is the mark of the master, correct? Exactly, if you know the meaning of the mark.
You could have guessed that it was a picture of Misty Faye on there.
True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Oh. I can't believe Maya really trying to defend this man still. Like, it's throwing me off, bro. It's possible that he knew what the crease meant. However, you couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place. Look at him, bro. This theme song better not start playing. I don't even want to hear it. Can I ask you just one little thing, Trey? What is it? This whole theory of yours. It's all rests on a certain assumption that I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course, Mr. Godot knew about the plan. Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan?
Iris. I know I'm not tripping, bro. This is 3 bars. I feel like it's Iris, though. I feel like it's Iris. Right, at this stage of the game, his mere guess is simply unacceptable. So in the end, you were just bluffing, huh? Bro, he just threw his coffee at me, bro. And I lost 3 bars, bro. There's only one way you could have known about the crime. Bro, wait. Bro, I only got... Who else could have known? At least herself? Nah, bro. I can't mess up. I can't mess up, yo. I gotta like, I could have sworn it was Iris, bro. Or maybe it's not somebody. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Maybe I should be looking more at, you know, the evidence. Maybe it's this. Cause Pearls obviously didn't burn it, and since it's established that he was there, or at least we assuming he was there, but you just gotta know he was there, bro. Buddy, all the signs is pointing to Buddy being guilty, and Maya is trying to save him. All right, bro. We living it. We dying. All right, we got it right. Yeah. We made a couple more mistakes. We would have been cooked, dog. Wait, would it just had ended since I only had 2 bars left? Well, this crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay Arthur planned for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls even ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. Bro, look at you. You fucking me, bro. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. He could have just asked Morgan Fay, right? Yes, and what was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center, that would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. He's dropping on the visit at the detention center. Yeah, nah, that's crazy. Why was he even doing that? Like, why? Yes, it could be arranged if he were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. Order. Mr. Godot, you under fire again? This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Buddy swear he's over. Humans are afraid of the dark. What does he look like? What is he about to start yapping about? Like, what do that got to do with anything, bro? Admit that you guilty, bro. You did it. It was you. Put that coffee down and go to jail. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. The darkness that is coffee. Nobody want to drink that, bro. Coffee is disgusting. That's why you just disgusting for drinking it. You drink like 30 cups a day. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of the hidden plan for the crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you. Why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. The way she acting towards you, you wouldn't think so. Got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. But he really do. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for the lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect his witness life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect his witness at all costs. You knew it. You figured it out, haven't you? That Maya, I guess you were doing your best to care for Godot for the same reason, huh? Gotta be doing it for Mia. Okay, Trite, I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together. We know it's me, obviously. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she's Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second. Godot is a defense attorney? If you're honest, piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? He still drinking coffee, bro. The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. I'm tired of seeing this man, bro. He a creep. Like, a case in which a convict named Terry Fawless killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise, but in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Fawless killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. I remember that, bro. Buddy started tripping like how he... The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. He definitely liked Mia, bro. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courtroom, you were poisoned.
Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspaper at the time called it a murder. But very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. That's terrible. Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. No way coffee woke this man up after 5 years.
For 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years?
And the worst possible news was waiting for me. He woke up and Mia was cooked. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scolding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Crazy. Ha, good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she teched out. And then, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Trite. You know what? I'm gonna end it here, though. I'm gonna end it here. Like, share, subscribe if you're new, turn post notifications on. I'm out, man.